Great to be back at home as Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. Game one of a 6-game homestand, first of 3 between the Brewers and the Detroit Tigers at American Family Field. Old teammates going against one another tonight. Tyler Alexander makes the start for the Brewers. Tarek Skubal, the reigning Triple Crown winner and Cy Young Award winner from last year in the American League. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the ballpark with Vinny Rotino. We got Sophia Minner down in the field. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks for being with us tonight. And, Vinny, let's start with Tyler Alexander, right? 2 starts. The Brewers have been banged up in the starting rotation, but Tyler Alexander has stepped up in a big way for this Brewers team.
He has, and this was another brilliant signing by Matt Arnold because you need these guys that can be the swing man, can throw bulk out of the bullpen, but can also start, and that's what Tyler Alexander has done these last 2 outings. Went 5 1/3 against the Reds, gave up 0 hits. That's right, 0. He had a no-hitter going into the 6th, and then this last start against the Colorado Rockies, did scatter 6 hits, gave up 2 earned runs, but thought he was sharp. He's going to continue to do so. That's a tough task to have to pitch in Colorado, but he is poised and ready to go in Detroit against Detroit.
Tarek Skubal, the Cy Young Award winner. Fastball changeup, as good a combination as there is in the game.
Yeah, Triple Crown Award winner. Led the American League in wins, led the American League in ERA and in strikeouts. That's happened 31 times in the history of this game. So he is one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Brewers going to have a tough task.
Struck out 10 Brewers a year ago at Comerica Park. Did Skubal against his Milwaukee Brewers offense. Well, William Contreras off to a slow start, but man, did he heat up on the road. The hot-hitting William Contreras and Sophia Minner are on your way next.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Havish and Rotier, personal injury attorneys. National reputation, hometown service. William Contreras and the Brewers are back home after a road trip through the National League West. Great to be home for the week. William Contreras is having a great Monday, named National League Player of the Week for the first time in his career earlier today. Good evening. Sophia Minner here at American Family Field, and William Contreras last year earned his 2nd consecutive Silver Slugger. However, he did not start the season the way he wanted to. Through his first 9 games of the season, he had just 3 hits, 0 RBIs, was waiting for the power and the big opposite field contact to show up, and it finally did for him on the road trip, helping him win National League Player of the Week for the first time in his career. So Contreras on the road trip over his last 6 games, now riding a 7-game hitting streak as well, a .391 average. He had 10 hits, 10 RBIs. The OPS for him nearly 1,300. He had 3 home runs, including homering in back-to-back games at Coors Field. For Pat Murphy, he loves the adjustments that his Silver Slugger made at the plate.
I just want William to continue, like that little bit of, 10-game or 12-game skid where he's not producing. He's got to understand why, and then understand how he got to the point of getting back on track and try to make those lows as small as possible in the future and continue to grow and understand his process and be on it, understand when he's getting away from that. It's a very hard thing. Greatness is very hard.
As we start this 3-game series against the Tigers, the lefty Tyler Alexander takes the mound against his former team, and he's facing the Cy Young Award winner, the Triple Crown winner, Tarek Skubal takes the mound for Detroit. First pitch in Milwaukee coming up next.
Back home in Milwaukee, 6-game homestand. Starts at 3 against the Detroit Tigers. The Athletics coming in over the weekend. Vinny Rotino and Sophia Minner. Jeff Levering along for the ride from American Family Field, all buttoned up. It was nice and toasty today for spring. As Tyler Alexander takes the field for the Brewers. A.J. Hinch, year number 5 at the helm of the Detroit Tigers. Detroit's won 9 of the last 12. Of course, won a World Series with the Houston Astros previously. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Tigers. Brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Justin Henry, Malloy will lead things off. Gleyber Torres, then Andy Ibanez, Torkelson, Dingler, Carpenter, Baez, Creedler and McKinstry finish out that starting lineup. They've been hot recently, but Tyler Alexander trying to cool them off on the mound.
Yeah, stepped into the rotation nicely. Couple of starts right here, but here's the overall numbers on the season. 12 2/3 innings pitched, just giving up the 2.84 ERA. 12 punch-outs. Going to feature that cutter to the back door. You're going to see a lot of them. Going to jam that fastball inside to right. He's going to face a bunch of righties in this Detroit Tigers lineup.
Defense is going to have to be on their toes. It's brought to you by Landmark Credit Union.
Yeah, across the outfield, Jackson Chorio in left, Garrett Mitchell in center, Sal Frelick in right, Vinny Capra at third, Joey Ortiz at short, Bryce Terang at second, Reese Hoskins at first base, and William Contreras behind the plate.
Home plate umpire today is the crew chief, Dan Isonia. Scott Berry is over at first. Adam Beck is at second base, and John Bacon is grilling over at third. So Tyler Alexander, a lot of righties in that lineup today for Detroit. Just 2 lefties, Kerry Carpenter and then McKinstry down in the number 9 spot. Justin Henry Malloy doing the DHing, hitting just 207 in the early part of this season.
He has yet to get it going. It's a kid with 8 walks already, though. Does not chase outside the zone. Alexander has to make pitches on him.
Alexander facing his former organization for just the 3rd time ever. Faced him twice last year with Tampa Bay. Ready to go. First pitch right in there, and strike 1 on Malloy. Last time Alexander was on this mound when 5 2/3 no-hit innings against Cincinnati. Evens up the counter to ball and a strike.
Yeah, there were some names in that lineup against Alexander with Cincinnati, and he mowed them down. Tough task last time out against Colorado, in Colorado.
79 pitches through those 3 2/3. Here's the changeup, and it's a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, it's funny that he's friends with Tarek Skubal, and I guess they were texting back and forth today, and Alexander said a couple of power lefties squaring off today.
1-2 to Malloy is high. And Tarek Skubal's running up there 98, 99 miles an hour. We saw him throw a pitch 102 last year.
Yeah. Yeah, take a look at his arsenal there, up to 92.
Malloy sprays it foul.
Skubal's changeup will register at times tonight. What Alexander's fastball will register at.
It's all about spotting up for Tyler Alexander. Those are the career numbers for Alexander with the Tigers. Swing and a miss. Off to a good start. He strikes out Malloy.
Just a really good changeup right here. Set up Malloy right here with this pitch. Look at how it starts right on that corner and then dives down and out of the zone right there. Malloy cannot hold up. Now 1 out, 1 strikeout for Tyler Alexander.
Former Yankee Gleyber Torres signed a big contract to come over to Detroit in the offseason. Fouls the first one back. He's only played in 4 games this year. Got off to a hot start, then went on the injured list with an oblique issue. 3 out of 8 out of Minnesota. The Tigers won 2 out of 3 over the weekend. Slightly wide, a ball and a strike on Torres. 15 homers and hit 257 last year with New York.
Yeah, 271 against left-handers.
Swing and a miss. Here's the cutter.
And you're going to see a lot of the cutters to arm side, outside to right-handers. You're going to see Alexander try and start that pitch off the plate away and have it come back.
Tried to get him to chase that cutter up in the zone, didn't do it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we've seen with Chad Patrick, a lot with Tyler Alexander, similarly, it's some variant of the fastball. Popped up foul in the seats.
Yeah, and specifically with the cutter, they try and actually throw it at the top of the zone. Very difficult pitch to get on top of. Especially you see something up as a hitter and you're thinking that it's the fastball, so you think you have to speed up. That's why it's difficult to square up that cutter at the top.
You see those numbers. Opponent's batting average against that cutter, 29% usage. That's a 0. That's pretty good on the cutter.
Yeah, no hits.
Foul back again. Wanted to bury the cutter that time. Leaked a bit over the middle.
And this is what the Detroit Tigers lineup is going to do to you. They're going to try and get you early in the count with a mistake pitch, and then they're going to grind out at bats with 2 strikes.
And laid off the changeup, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Number 3 hitter Andy Ibanez in the on-deck area. Then it's Torkelson and Dingler. This will be the 8th pitch of the sequence. Alexander to Torres. And he walked him. Got ahead. Ends up walking Gleyber Torres.
You could see him fly open right there on that pitch. Left it up arm side. He's giving himself some cues as they get down the mound, stay closed, and drive it through the glove.
There's Andy Ibanez. Just 3 for 22 to open up the season. And he takes strike 1 right down the middle. Starting at third base tonight for Detroit. No Riley Green in the starting lineup. First day off for Riley Green this year. Available off the bench should A.J. Hinch want to go to him late. Quick 0-2 on Ibanez.
Yeah, Riley Green's one of their young pieces that they're building around. He's just 1 for his last 24 with 14 punch-outs. That's why he's getting the day off against the lefty.
Trying to roll over Ibanez and get out of this first inning. Already 16 pitches for Alexander. And ground ball past the diving Capra and into the corner. Churio's got to dig it out. They're going to send Torres around third, and he'll score on an RBI double by Ibanez. Tigers strike first.
Yeah, just a mistake cutter over the middle, 0-2. And it was Gleyber Torres' at bat that created this mistake right here. Didn't want to be too fine, but he got too much of the plate and gets past a diving Vinny Capra. Rattled around in the corner long enough for Gleyber Torres to score easily. The Tigers are up 1-0. Not something you want to spot to the guy on the mound tonight.
Now you got one of the hottest hitters in the league, and Spencer Torkelson. 5 home runs, and he takes low, ball 1. Just a very subtle adjustment for Torkelson from last year to this year. Vinny, you talked about it during the pregame show. A guy that's got sent down to AAA at one point last year. Played just 92 games at the big league level. Scuffling so mightily, but he accepted the challenge to get better. Took him all off season, but it has paid off in the early going this year.
He was not even in their plans to make the team this year. In fact, that's why they signed Gleyber Torres, so they can move Colt Keith. Take a look at these numbers. In 2023, had 31 home runs, and then last year had a terrible year. Now this year he made some adjustments, more athletic at the plate. It's paying off.
And there's a high fly into left. Jackson Churio is there to make the catch. That almost scraped the roof.
My goodness, that was a towering fly ball right there. And he just got under it, thank goodness. That pitch at the top of the zone, you can see that uphill path right at the letters, and just missed it. Thank goodness.
It's a launch angle of 51 degrees. That's too high.
Not too far. Definitely too high.
Definitely too high. Brewers will take it. Here's Dingler. And he lines one foul. Alexander jumps out in front again. Dingler filling in for Jake Rogers. Everyday catcher on the injured list. Dingler hitting .343, but a lot of that is against right-handed pitching. It's just 1 out of 11 against lefties this year. And a half swing and a miss. Tied him up.
Yeah, this kid is the complete package and the catcher of the future for the Detroit Tigers. And Jake Rogers goes on the IL with an oblique injury, so you're thinking, oh, great. Jake Rogers has done some damage against the Milwaukee Brewers as of late. But well, wait a minute. Here we have Dylan Dingler, who is the total package behind the dish.
First pick of the second round back in 2020 by Detroit out of Ohio State. 0-2 from Alexander. And a liner into the gap in left center. Churio over. Can't make the play. 2 hops against the wall. Dingler will have a double and drive in another run to make it 2-0. Like Churio might have a shot to make a play on that line drive, but it got under his glove, and a double for Dingler.
You can see this pitch right here again. A lot of the plate right down the middle. Kind of jams Dingler. Churio had a decent jump, just couldn't get there in time, and gets all the way to the wall into the gap. 2-0 Detroit. Take a look at Churio right here. Just too far to dive, just couldn't get there.
A couple of RBI doubles in the inning now for Detroit. Jumping out in front of Tyler Alexander. And Kerry Carpenter, one of the 2 lefties in the lineup for Detroit, is coming up. Carpenter with 4 homers. He's driven in 9. And there's strike 1 on Carpenter. Got the benefit of a low strike.
Yeah, career 205 hitter against lefties. A.J. Hinch has just not allowed him to play against lefties in his tenure with the Detroit Tigers. Getting a chance tonight.
Strike 2. This is a Tigers team that has a lot of lefties. Everybody on their bench is left-handed with the exception of their backup catcher, Tomas Nido. Someone's going to have to play, almost like the Brewers outfield situation. Only got 1 right-handed hitting outfielder, and that's Churio. Lefties have to play. The 0-2. Fly ball into the gap in right center. Mitchell is going to run it down and take a run off the board. Garrett Mitchell covering a ton of ground, able to take extra bases away, and a run off the board from the Tigers. Not an easy task spotting Detroit a 2-0 advantage going into the bottom of the first inning. Pat Murphy and his squad, they've been averaging 5 a game. That is 5th best in Major League Baseball. Starting lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Got a lot of righties in there against Skubal, Churio, Collins, Contreras at the top, Hoskins, Frelick, Ortiz, Mitchell, Capra, and Terang. And the Cy Young Award winner from last year, Vinny, Tarek Skubal.
Not only the Cy Young Award winner, but the Triple Crown winner. Led the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. He's got power stuff from the left side.
Opens up first pitch strike, an easy 96 to get his evening underway against Jackson Churio. Saw an end to his 14-game hitting streak last night with an 0-for-5 against Arizona. Just missed with the slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Was 8 for 28 on the trip, hit a couple of homers and drove in 8. He's been the leadoff hitter against the lefties all season. Check the swing and he went, says Dan Iasoni, the home plate umpire. No appeal needed.
That's the power changeup right there. He's got the power fastball and then the late fading changeup. See Churio, I think he checked right there.
See what he gets on 1-2. And another changeup for strike 3. Defense behind Skubal, Vinny.
In left field, Kerry Carpenter center, Ryan Kreidler, Zach McKinstry in right. Around the infield, Andy Ibanez, Javi Baez at short, Gleyber Torres at second base, Spencer Torkelson at first, and Dylan Dingler behind the plate.
Here's Torkelson over at first base. And Collins hits it in the air to right. McKinstry for out number 2. 2 quick outs for Tarek Skubal. Went 6 scoreless innings in his last appearance, a win against the New York Yankees. This is his 4th start, 3rd on the road. As William Contreras digs in and a guy who really needed to have a good road trip, William Contreras had just that.
Oh, boy, did he ever. National League Player of the Week after that road trip. 10 RBIs. Yeah, with Skubal in the back of your mind, you're just hoping that the ghosts at the Pfister Hotel kept him up all night last night. I mean, he's that good. Because when he is on, when he's well rested, he's virtually unhittable.
Numbers for him on Tuesday against the Yankees last week. There's a strike and it's 2-1. 98 from Skubal. Velocity for Skubal just keeps going up and up and up. The last couple of years, finally healthy. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Yeah, they're going to try and attack that fastball early and hitters counts at 2-1, 99. And Contreras can't catch up. He's got a great fastball.
And a pop-up on the infield. It'll be Torres who makes the catch in the inning end. Shutdown inning from Tarek Skubal, off to the second in Milwaukee.
We're back at American Family Field. Brewers and Tigers. The lefty Tyler Alexander making his third start for Milwaukee. And for pitching coach Chris Hook, he spoke about Alexander's command. That's got to be a key for him every time he takes the mound. His average fastball velocity is just under 90 miles per hour. So he said with that, he has to command, he has to execute, and he has to make hitters make tough decisions at the plate with the movement. And part of that is getting the sweeper in line. And Alexander has talked to us about the adjustments he's trying to make with that pitch. It was something that he was working on a lot in spring training. In that last start for him against the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field, obviously a very tough place to pitch, was able to get 11 sweepers in there and 9 of them for strikes. And Chris Hook said that the key for him is just throwing it a little bit harder and making sure that that movement breaks late. He said he's got a little bit more margin for error against a right-handed hitter. With a lefty, he needs that movement to stay more on track and look like that four-seam fastball and force the lefties to make tough decisions. So we'll see how he does here tonight, guys, against the Tigers. Again, this is a team and a lineup he's very familiar with.
Yeah, really good stuff on that sweeper, Sophia. Yeah, it moves so much. It's a hard pitch to square up, but it's also got to come out of the same window, and that's what he's been working on, making sure that arm doesn't drop on that pitch.
Baez took one down and in 2 balls and 2 strikes. So many times you see guys that try and get themselves with a new pitch and then they create bad habits on said pitch and then it trickles down to other pitches. Alexander's been in a good spot so far this year as Baez fouls it away.
Yeah, the hardest thing to understand as a pitcher is you don't want to try to create extra movement. You want to make sure that your hand stays on top and through the baseball and you stay closed and through the baseball, and then your arm is going to allow that movement to happen. It takes a lot of trust.
Ryan Kreidler is on deck. McKinstry to follow, 7, 8, and 9, starting with Baez. And Javi Baez flips another one foul. Another long sequence. Already 33 pitches for Tyler Alexander. This will be the 8th to Baez in this sequence. And he walked him. Tough guy to walk in, Javi Baez.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Leadoff man is on. 2 walks issued by Tyler Alexander. Now it's Kreidler. Ground ball to short. And Ortiz couldn't come up with it clean. That was tailor-made. And the Brewers, usually Loctite defense, makes a mistake.
Especially Joey Ortiz. That's something that's not going to happen very often. Joey Ortiz Kreidler rolls up a tailor-made, as you said, Jeff, double play right to him. Just trying to be a little too quick with that transfer, and the ball just kind of squirts out of the glove. Man, cannot make mistakes like that.
Ortiz knows it. Opens the door for McKinstry, so a walk and an E6. And ball one on McKinstry. Just the second error of the year on Joey Ortiz. And McKinstry to first. That could be two. Hoskins double clutches. They get one. That's all. So they get the middle runner. Double play is still out there for Malloy, who's coming to the plate.
A pretty good play right here from Rhys Hoskins. Backhands it, throws a strike over to second base. No shot to get Kreidler, who runs very well. Got one pitch away to get out of it with a double play with Henry Malloy.
Kind of a frustrating inning here for Tyler Alexander, but for him, flush it, just try and get through it.
This could be a big momentum builder for Tyler Alexander if he's able to get out of this without giving anything up.
Malloy struck out to open up the game against Alexander, and that's down and in. William Contreras just trying to find a way to get his pitcher through this. Fly ball foul that'll reach the seats. Ball and strike on Justin Henry Malloy. Debuted with the Tigers a year ago. Guy played the Futures game a couple of seasons ago. Hit just .203 with 8 homers. Drove in 21. And a line drive to right. Frelick is going to field it on a bounce. A run scores. Going first to third as Ortiz cuts the ball off. It's an RBI single for Malloy. 3-0 Detroit.
Yeah, Malloy just fights this pitch off into right field. Does his job, trying to elevate something, trying to see the ball deep. Another mistake right here from Tyler Alexander, trying to get the ball in, and it stays up down the middle. Another good two-strike approach from a Detroit Tiger. Just dumps it right in front of Sal Frelick for another run.
Still a ground ball away from getting out of the inning, but Gleyber Torres is the hitter. Had a long sequence with Alexander in the first, ended up winning the battle with a walk, and he fouls the first one back. To your point, Vinny, the aggressiveness early in counts for Detroit, I mean, it is very apparent.
Yeah, and then how about how they're fighting and battling with 2 strikes? Something that we've seen from the Milwaukee Brewers.
It's in tight, that cutter. On the corners for Detroit, only one away. Two and one now on Torres. You want to talk about battling for a team too. Putting the ball in play a ton.
The 5th fewest Ks in Major League Baseball right now.
There's one off of Alexander. Over to Terang, who picks it up and throws to first in time. It'll go 1-4-3. The Brewers get it out, but a bruise for Tyler Alexander. Ouch.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at him here. That got him pretty good. Right off that right heel. Kicks right over to Terang, but take a look. Right off that right heel. Kicks over to Terang, able to make the play, but another run scored. Hopefully Tyler Alexander's okay.
Immediately the training staff is out, and that's all the Brewers need is another injury to their pitching staff. Tyler Alexander trying not to show any signs of anything. You know he's feeling it though.
Look at this shot right back at him. It's that right calf area, ankle area. He's trying to lobby that he is okay. That was a shot right off the leg.
104 miles an hour off of the leg. And right now, as you know, as he's telling Chris Hook, nope, I'm good. That is pure adrenaline talking right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to sting tomorrow. Tyler Alexander wants to stay in this ball game.
Andy Ibanez is the hitter. He had an RBI double back in the first, and the Brewers have spotted the Tigers to a 4-run lead in the second inning. And it's up and in on Ibanez.
They're just missing with location.
Good changeup there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brewers yesterday dipped into their bullpen, got an inning and 2/3 from Grant Anderson. Hudson a third of an inning. Mears for 2/3. Mears was worked a ton on that road trip. That's off of the back of Alexander. Can't find it now. Picks it up. Throws to first. And he gets Ibanez. Back-to-back shots off of Tyler Alexander. Looking into his old teammates. Come on, hit it to somebody else. Brewers searching for some runs against Tarek Skubal. He's got a 4-0 lead. He'll face the middle of the order, Hoskins, Frelick, and Ortiz. Both of those runs last half inning for Detroit, unearned runs because of the air from Ortiz. First pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Brewers have seen 3 straight aces essentially as Tyler Alexander back out into the dugout. That's a good sign. Corbin Burns, Zach Gallen, now Skubal. And Hoskins out to right. Play for McKinstry for out number 1. How about our T-Mobile coverage cam, Vinny? Tyler Alexander was some comebackers that last half inning.
Yeah, the last out of the inning as well. Couldn't find it right off his back and then didn't panic, gathers it up and gets the last out of the inning.
The last one not hit overly hard, thankfully. As that one's inside with a breaking ball on Sal Frelick. Four out of 19 on the last road trip for Sal. He's 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday against Zach Gallen. Committed too much on the changeup.
Left on left changeup. That's pretty dirty at 88 miles an hour. If you're wondering how the Brewers are going to get back into this one against Tarek Skubal, he did give up 7 earned runs in his first 2 starts of the season. The Mariners got to him and so did the Dodgers. They attacked the fastball early. You could sense that that's what the Brewers' aim is here tonight, but just in the second so far haven't been able to get anything going against them.
Swing and a miss. That was a changeup. Second K for Skubal. He's 5 up and 5 down.
A pretty dirty changeup right here. Left on left. You don't see this very often, and you don't see a changeup like that very often either. See that pitch just dives down and in on Sal Frelick, especially when you're geared up for 98.
Joey Ortiz takes 98 on the inside corner at the belt for strike 1. Basically, if you're a catcher and Tarek Skubal's on the mound, all you got to do is set up, put your glove up, and he's going to hit it more often than not. Except for that one. 1-1.
What did he win? The Triple Crown last year, right? So that's happened 31 times in the history of the game. 28 years old, heading into his prime.
That one off the end of the bat right to Skubal. And that'll end the inning. Another quick and easy inning for Tarek Skubal. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. And by Old National Bank. Get old. Tyler Alexander back out there, and a first pitch swing and a pop-up into shallow right. Bryce Terang calls for it and makes the catch. A one pitch out. Pop-up by Torkelson. Spencer Torkelson is out, and Tyler Alexander needs a quick inning in a bad way.
Oh, yeah, he does. Especially after last inning, the error by Joey Ortiz cost the Brewers 2 more runs. Cannot spot Tarek Skubal anymore.
Dingler at the plate, an RBI double in the first. That came with 2 outs. And first pitch outside, ball 1. Game 1 of this 3-game series between the Brewers and the Detroit Tigers. Tigers playoff team a year ago. Finished 3rd in the American League Central, but swept Houston in the wild card round. Had the lead in the division series 2-1 before Cleveland came back and won the last 2 games.
Yeah, they were 1 game away from the ALCS. It was quite the run from the Detroit Tigers last year. On August 17th, they had a 0.8% chance of making the playoffs, and then they won 26 of 38. It was after the trade deadline when they sold.
1-2 on Dingler, and it's in, should say 2-1. Now it's 3-1. They traded Jack Flaherty to the LA Dodgers, and then ended up signing Flaherty back. He's going to pitch tomorrow against the Brewers. This one down the right field line. Long run for Frelick. He's there and makes the catch for out number 2. Now a quick word from Gruber Law Offices.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Gary Carpenter takes strike 1. Better command with his pitches in this 3rd inning for Tyler Alexander. He was missing a lot over the middle in the first. Swing and a miss.
A good sweeper right there. It's all about direction. It's all about the timing of your delivery. Tyler Alexander was flying open a little bit early on. It's a better inning so far.
Ahead 0-2 on Kerry Carpenter, who flied out to deep center. 1-2. Nice night for a ball game. Not much of a difference temperature wise from inside and outside. It's 7 degrees. And he got him. It's a 10-pitch inning for Tyler Alexander. He goes 1-2-3 through the Tigers.
Tigers back here at American Family Field, trailing the American League Cy Young Award winner Tarek Skubal, and most notably Christian Yelich not in the lineup here today. Pat Murphy sharing with us earlier today that he decided yesterday he wanted to give Christian today off. It's his first day out of the lineup. He's been in there all 16 games here this season. 3 homers, a .583 OPS for Yelich, but he's gone hitless in his last 13 at-bats. And Murphy expressed nothing but confidence in him, saying, look, he has been here before. The results have been a little uneven for him, but confident that he will get it going. And he said, the hard contact has still been there for him despite not getting those results. There's been some hard hit outs for him in there. And he said you can look at the stats and they're virtually the same or very similar to what Yelich has been in the past, including last year when he was on the verge for another batting title. So some of those, the barrel percentage has been 5% for him. The hard hit percentage has been 50%. And then the exit velocity is right around 91 miles per hour, guys. So the metrics are all there for Pat Murphy. Just giving Christian a day off, give him some perspective. He'll likely be back in there tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Sophia. You know how frustrating that can be, Vinny. You're barreling balls up, but they're right at players. It's just so frustrating to hit in this game.
It plays on your mind, right? So you're hitting the ball hard, and sometimes you're just getting on top of it. I think that's what Christian Yelich is doing right now, just hitting the ball hard on the ground, just going right at guys. And eventually it will play on your head. It will ding your confidence. I don't think that's happening to Yelich right now. He'll get it going. The All-Star last year.
Capra swings and misses at that changeup. Christian will figure it out. The thing for Christian, too, he's feeling good, right? Yeah. The back is feeling better. He's not going to play 162 games. It's just not, nobody does anymore. On the ground foul, that pounded off of his front foot. So you just have to be diligent in what days he needs to get himself ready to go and ready to play so that he can be at his best night in, night out when he's in there.
It's such a long layoff right after the back surgery. He hadn't played baseball for months. And he comes into spring training, gets the ABs, has a nice spring training, but it's just different when the lights go on. It's different to get all those long levers synced up. Get that timing back.
1-2 to Vinny Capra. And a swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Tarek Skubal. 8 up and 8 down so far. So those kids getting ready to do the speed pitch out there. Trying to simulate this changeup from Skubal.
And I mean, if you see guys swinging at a changeup that far off the plate, you could tell that it is doing something nasty at home plate. And that wasn't even in the white line of the batter's box.
Terang fouls back the first pitch. 98 on that fastball. We talk about it all the time, Vinny, but the tunneling that Skubal does, everything's coming out of the same exact window.
Yeah, the tunneling effect. So he's got 3 pitches coming out of the exact same window, and one of them happens to be probably the best fastball in the game. Can run that thing up to 102 miles per hour. So he's got the changeup and the slider that go in different directions off of that. Got to find a way to survive.
At a 10-pitch first, a 10-pitch second, and he's going to have a 10-pitch third. He strikes out Bryce Terang. 9 up, 9 down for Tarek Skubal. Set brought to you by Spectrum. Tigers with couple of runs in the first, couple of runs in the second, and Tarek Skubal is 3 perfect innings, 4 strikeouts. Javi Baez leads it off for Detroit. And a ground ball, fair. Capra plants, throws across the diamond, and it gets by Hoskins. Baez took a step towards second base, but he's able to get back to the bag. Should be an infield base hit, and it is. Tough play for Capra.
Yeah, deep to the backhand right here. Off the end of the bat. Capra does a nice job of gloving it. Just couldn't square his body up enough to get that throw on line. Otherwise, I think he might have been able to get Javi Baez at first base. See, I'm just not able to square those shoulders up, and he throws it up the line just enough.
Tough play, and Baez can still run. Not quite as wild as he was as a Cub. This bunted back to the mound. Alexander throws down the right field line. Terang backing the play up. Kreidler ends up at second base, and that is the second error of the game for the Brewers.
Yeah, just too many mistakes. Yesterday's ball game as well against the Arizona Diamondbacks, trying to win the series. Too many mistakes, and now all of a sudden here against the Detroit Tigers at home, couple errors. See him just sail this ball up the line. He got nobody out, second and third. Tigers threatening again.
Be a sacrifice E1. Tyler Alexander. Zach McKinstry reached on a fielder's choice. Brewers have to bring the infield in. And it's up and in. 60 pitches now for Tyler Alexander.
It's so easy for the game to speed up on you. That's what's happening right now from Tyler Alexander.
McKinstry fouls it back on the breaking ball. Alexander trying to gut through this one. Give the Brewers as much as they can. They do have an off day coming up, but it's not till Thursday.
Yeah, they have a short pen tonight.
Popped him up right in front of home plate. Caught by Contreras. That's big first out.
Look how far inside this ball is that Zach McKinstry swings at. Way in just above the hands. Makes contact with it. And Contreras hauls it in.
Quick turn and the ball was right there for William. Back to the top of the order. Justin Henry Malloy, an RBI single back in the second. Already his third plate appearance. Only in the fourth. Brewers just finished their first turn around the lineup against Skubal. Ball and a strike on Malloy.
Yeah, Malloy, the same situation from last at bat, trying to elevate something into the outfield to get another run across. The Brewers want any chance of winning this one. They cannot let that happen.
Fly ball right field, peeling towards the seats, and it is foul. Boy, close play. Frelick made a last-ditch effort for it, but a foul ball.
He stuck his foot into this padding over here. Thank goodness. Comes out of it unscathed. Good effort from Sal, as usual.
There is not a day that goes by where Sal does not give 1,000% on the field.
That's fun to watch. That's for certain.
1-2. Missed wide with the cutter.
Just has not had that pitch tonight, Jeff. That cutter to the back door, even inside to right, he's just too much movement, not a good enough location.
Fouled away again.
That's all he did against the Reds when he had that 5 2/3 no-hit innings. As we see the usage tonight from Alexander, 24 cutters.
Skipped it in the dirt. Got him to chase a changeup back in the first inning. No take on that one. Number 2 hitter Gleyber Torres in the on-deck area waiting. Here's the old cleat mark in the pad from Sal Frelick. (3-2). And it missed wide. The bases are loaded for Gleyber Torres. You might start to see some action in that Brewers bullpen.
Yeah, Elvin Rodriguez can give you bulk. He has not pitched in 3 days.
Second baseman, number 25,
Gleyber Torres hit the comebacker off of the back of the leg of Alexander in the second to drive in a run. He's also walked and scored. Liner into left, a base hit, 1 run scores. They're going to send a second runner as Churrio's throw is up the line and late. 6-0 Detroit. They score a pair.
Jumping all over the first pitch again. Again, too much plate on the first pitch from Tyler Alexander. Gleyber Torres ropes it into left field. See that front foot up early. 86. Ropes it in the hole, and there's no shot for Jackson Chourio to get the runner coming home.
Aggressive send from Joey Cora at third base for Jackson Churio. That throw with some tail on it and into foul territory, and scoring pretty easily is Kreidler as Chris Hook is out to chat with Alexander, and while they discuss the game plan, a quick word from Digger's Hotline.
Hey buddy, does even your project need Digger's Hotline? There could be electrical, gas, or internet lines right under your feet. Every time you dig, Digger's Hotline.
Elvin Rodriguez starts to crank it up in the Brewers bullpen. 6 runs allowed by Alexander, 2 unearned runs in the second inning. One of those runs will be unearned in this inning. There's Andy Ibanez. 71 pitches now for Tyler Alexander. Faced these Tigers last year as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. Made 1 start, 9 innings, only allowed 2 runs, and struck out 10. This Tigers team, while the pieces look very similar, they're swinging the bats totally different than they did a year ago.
Yeah, they're just quality at bat up and down the lineup, and then they have guys that are dangerous and can leave the yard on you.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit by Ibanez. That'll score another run. Going from first to third is Torres as the throw goes into second base. Around the corners, it's 7-0 Detroit.
Andy Ibanez, another hard hit baseball. The double in the first, shoots this one right back up the middle. It's the guy that just feasts off left-handed pitching, especially balls that are catching a big part of the plate, as that one did.
Ibanez started the season 3 for 22 at the plate. He's got 2 hits tonight. Here's Torkelson, who's 0 for 2. And he takes strike 1. Pop up and a deep fly out to left. Fly ball into center. Should be deep enough to score. Torres from third as Mitchell makes the catch, tagging, and coming down the line to score is Torres to make it a 4-run fourth and 8-0 Detroit.
Yeah, another run manufactured right here by Spencer Torkelson. 8-0.
Dingler's hitting now. 8th man to come to the plate in the inning. Dingler with a RBI double back in the first and a fly out to right. And that one just missed with the sweeper.
Yeah, Alexander will never admit it, but potentially it could be a factor, the fact that he did pitch his last start in Colorado, and so sometimes that causes a situation where you lose the feel of just what that cutter is doing, what that sweeper is doing, where you have to start it in the zone or out of the zone to make sure that it is going to end up in the location you want.
Because in Colorado, it's not going to do what it normally does, right? You have to recalibrate back at sea level.
Exactly.
Ball and strike on Dingler. He's thrown 3 quality pitches to Dingler, but he's behind in the count, 2-1. That's where he wants that cutter to be more often than not.
Right. The one inside, that's exactly where he wants it to be. Bury it in on the hands.
Three and 1. See what Pat Murphy wants to do. He's at 79 pitches. He got a left-handed batter on deck and Kerry Carpenter. Rodriguez is ready in the Brewers bullpen. And there's a strike, 3-2. 8 runs on 6 hits for Detroit. They've taken advantage of both Brewers' errors. Payoff coming, and a line drive caught by Ortiz to end the inning. 4-run score for Detroit. Brewers got to get it going. Top of the order coming up against Skubal. Tigers up a snowman as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, but Jackson Churio Saturday against Corbin Burns. Vinny, this was a thing of beauty.
It's only the second home run in the last 2 seasons that Corbin Burns has given up a home run on that slider. It's just a pitch that guys don't square up like this. And Jackson Churio, the budding superstar, did so.
Skubal opens up with strike 1. It was his 5th home run of the season. Jackson Churio didn't hit his 5th home run last year until May 15th. Slow roller, tough play. Ibanez throws him out. 1 up and 1 down in the 4th.
That's a pretty good play by Andy Ibanez. Aggressively comes in on this slow chopper. Gets past Skubal. You think maybe Churio with his speed is going to be able to beat it out, but Ibanez with a nice play on the run. Loves it with 2 hands and then throws a strike to first.
No margin for error as Isaac Collins hits. Flied to right on the first pitch he saw. And Collins took it in tight. 97 with that fastball from Skubal. There's a strike. 34 pitches so far for Tarek Skubal.
8 balls.
Yep. 9.
The rest strikes.
9 now.
Let's do that every pitch. We'll jinx him.
Start taunting from the booth. It's fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, the way he's going right now, that's what it's going to take for even the Brewers to get a base runner, quite frankly.
Vinny, were you a big chatter guy when you were in the dugout?
In college I was, but who wasn't?
Yeah, right? Fouled it back. Did you guys have a special thing with your caps when it was 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs?
Oh, yeah, we'd shake the caps.
Shake
oh, yeah. Deuces.
Did you ever rub the side of the bill and then shake them?
Never did that
Never
one.
did that
no.
one?
Is that what you guys did at Chapman?
Probably. Collins into center. It's going to hang up and be caught, though, by Kreidler. Sewell Way. Check out tonight's Potawatomi Casino Hotel advanced stat. No shaking of the caps on 2s here with William Contreras. First 9 games was a grind for him offensively, but that road trip, he found something, Vinny.
Yeah, what a turnaround. 10 RBIs, 3 home runs, a .391 average. Squaring up everything. I think he's just using the opposite field, right? Making sure that he kept his hands back, that shoulder closed, used the opposite field to drive the fastball, and that keeps you back long enough to hit the off-speed stuff.
Foul back. It will not be a 10-pitch inning from Tarek Skubal in this 4th. The magic of 10s is no moss. It could be an 11-pitch inning, but it won't be 10. It will be maybe. Fly ball to center. Kreidler makes the catch. An 11-pitch. Bottom of the 4th. He's perfect through 4. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Batter up to a better way to money today at northwesternmutual.com. And by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota. Let's go places. Brewers are hoping they can hit some balls into the Toyota territory as this game progresses. They haven't had a base runner yet against Tarek Skubal. Brewers are going into their bullpen. Our Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all called to the pen, brings in Elvin Rodriguez for the 2nd time out of the pen, Vinny.
Yeah, he pitched out of the pen on Thursday against the Rockies in just a third of an inning of work. Before that, he had 2 starts. Kind of wants a mulligan on the season so far. Does Elvin Rodriguez? Let's see if he can get it back on track.
Kerry Carpenter will be the first man he faces. 0-for-2, and he fouls the first one back, and it's 0-1 on Kerry Carpenter. Fly ball left center, long run for Mitchell. He's out of room, and it's gone for Carpenter. It's 9-0. That's been a problem for Elvin Rodriguez. The home run ball, that's the 6th he's allowed.
Yeah, Kerry Carpenter feasts off right-handed pitching. He got a career 892 OPS against righties. This is what this kid does, is hit homers against righties. Second pitch of the AB. Right down the middle. Bottom part of the zone at 95, and Kerry Carpenter drives it out of here to left center field. That's a pretty good swing.
And first pitch curveball is a strike on Javier Baez, who's reached twice. An infield single and a walk. He's scored twice. Both times led off innings. Subsequently scored 1-1 on Baez. 9-0 Detroit. And Baez is told that he went around by Dan Iasonia. Just 80 games a year ago for Baez. Pitch timer violation, I believe. Yep, would have to be. 2-2. Rodriguez tried to step off. Can't do that with nobody on base. And strike 3 called right down the middle. Not sure what Baez was looking for. One away.
I'm guessing was Javier Baez thinking it was going to be something out of the zone. So pitchers have been attacking him for the last 3 years. Big chase guy, but fastball right down the middle.
Kreidler at the plate. Both Brewers' errors were when he was at the plate, and he's 6. And then the sacrifice and throwing error by Tyler Alexander.
I tell you, Jeff, just too many mistakes as of late. Whenever the Brewers have lost a game this year, you could pinpoint 2 or 3 mistakes. They didn't do that a whole lot last year, especially defensively, winning the team gold glove.
Ground ball into left. That was sharply hit by Kreidler. No issues on this play as Kreidler comes up with a 1-out single.
Yeah, fastball right down the middle, pretty straight. Kreidler ready for it. Hits it hard, little top spin line drive into left field.
106 off the bat from Kreidler. It's a team that the last 2 years, Vinny, they have been locked tight with their defense. Fascinating to see in the Brewers' wins and in their losses. It's all about the pitching and the defense.
It is.
That's how it is. You get a lot of crooked numbers when this team has lost so far in 2025.
Right. Yeah, right. Think about what that does for a pitching staff. Some guys that aren't necessarily your household names like the Tyler Alexanders of the world, but the Brewers have been able to get the most out of those guys because their confidence grows with such a great defense behind them.
They just haven't been able to escape the big innings this year. That's something that they have really thrived on during this stretch. Not allowing those 1- and 2-run innings to turn into 5-, 6-run innings. Fouled away by McKinstry.
I mean, the routine play, you can book it. In the last couple of years, you're out on the routine play, but then also the great play they've been able to make as well. Just haven't seen a whole lot of great plays. Not a lot of opportunities for that so far, but I've been seeing that this year so far.
McKinstry, did he go? Yes, he did. Second out of the inning for Rodriguez, both on strikeouts.
That's a sharp breaking ball from Elvin Rodriguez. That is a top to bottom 12-6er right there, and McKinstry cannot hold up. Good breaker.
And where Rodriguez has been hurt, it's been on the fastball.
Yeah.
Oh, look out. Up and in on Malloy. Spun him out of there.
It's certainly been on the fastball, and it's been on the cutter as well, just not being able to land it. Take a look at that one. A little chin music for Malloy. That one certainly not on purpose. Slipped out of Rodriguez's hand.
Backs it up with a breaking ball in the inside corner. And get your knees moving.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. That was a big sweeper from Rodriguez and a bigger cut from Malloy.
Yeah, he can spin it. Elvin Rodriguez can spin the baseball. That's exactly why he was signed and acquired from Japan, playing for the Yakult Swallows last year in Japan.
It's down and away. ERA just a shade under 2 in those 32 games, covering 1 start. In the NPB. Two to Malloy. And he locked him up. Curveball for strike 3. Ends up striking out 3 in the inning. But a home run by Carpenter makes it 9-0.
Hey, join the Brewers on Friday for Peanuts Night to celebrate the iconic TV and comic series. Each special theme night ticket includes a Franklin bobblehead. Get your tickets today at brewers.com/theme nights.
Rhys Hoskins leads it off. First pitch is a strike, and you want to see how this baby bobbles? As Franklin, who bobbles better? I'm going to go with Franklin. You like that?
Is that your favorite Peanut, did you say?
It is not my favorite Peanuts character. I am a Snoopy, a Woodstock.
That's right.
Those are my 2. Who's your go-to?
Charlie Brown,
Charlie?
the star of the show.
Man, I feel so bad for Charlie, though.
Yeah.
Is that why you like him so much? Because you feel bad for him?
The main character. He deals with his problems.
Does he? There's a line drive to left, a base hit. Rhys Hoskins gets the Brewers in the hit column for the first time and breaks up the perfecto. Just got to talk about Franklin, and now we're cooking with gas.
That's a slider right down the middle from Tarek Skubal, and Rhys was ready for it. Lines a base hit into left field. That'll get you going, getting the base hit off of the Cy Young Award winner. First base runner of the ballgame for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Out of the stretch for the first time for Skubal. See if Sal Frelick can get something done. 9-0, long uphill climb. Try and get some positivity with your offense. They're going to check the swing. They say it didn't go. Could have been a strike anyway.
It looked like it clipped the bottom.
One of the 4 strikeouts for Skubal in the game was Frelick. Tapper in front of the mound. Skubal picks it up. And a light toss to get Frelick. Man in scoring position. And Joey Ortiz hits.
I guess the goal of this game right here, for if you're the Brewers, is to try and get them out of the game and then tax their bullpen a little bit. I guess that'll be the aim of this one.
Pitch count is not a huge issue for Skubal. No more than 11 pitches in any inning. Giving up just the 1 base runner. And Ortiz takes down and in. Well, for Skubal, he had received 9 total runs of support in his prior 3 starts while he was in the ball game. He's got 9 tonight. You know how it is sometimes, Vinny, when your #1 guy goes out there, and sometimes the offense really struggles. That ball got away from Dingler, not far enough for Hoskins, down 9-0 to try and go anywhere. But sometimes those guys go out there and the offense just goes missing for the night for whatever reason.
Yeah, there's no explaining it. Situations like that just happens for some guys, and starts to get into your head a little bit as an offensive group. That's not the case tonight for Tarek Skubal.
Fouled away, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Joey Ortiz. Tenth pitch of the inning coming up for Skubal. And a broken back ground ball to short. And a wide throw, able to hold the bag was Torkelson. And Ortiz is out. See if the Brewers take another look at it. Baez had a really weird route to that baseball, almost like he was Euro stepping his way. The bat in shambles.
Breaks Joey's bat. Like you said, little nonchalant play from Javi Baez. Looks like, ooh, that is close. Looks like he held the bag. Brewers are not going to challenge.
Catch foot still engaged with the base. So 6-3 put out. And Garrett Mitchell hits against the lefty. Pop to the shortstop his first time up to Mitchell. 3 for his last 15 for Garrett. Brewers on that last homestand, 7 games, went 5-2. Won both series against Kansas City and Cincinnati. Swing and a miss. Slow roller, Skubal bare hand, shovel pass to first, and they get Garrett Mitchell. Brewers break up the perfecto. We go to the 6th. It's 9-0 Detroit. Time now for tonight's All-State Good Hands. It's all Tarek Skubal and the Tigers offense. Nice little shovel pass here from Skubal. Got to get the speedy Garrett Mitchell.
It's the second time we've seen him pitch live. You and I were in the booth last year, Jeff, and I didn't think he could get better. I think he did.
It's pretty awesome against the Brewers last year. 6 2/3, 1 run, 5 hits, 10 strikeouts. He looks better tonight, there's no doubt. Even without the strikeouts.
He's got 2 years left with the Detroit Tigers. Will be a free agent after the 2026 season. Scott Boras client, I'm sure he will not sign an extension. Go test the market.
Just 28 years old. Born in Northern California, went to school in Kingman, Arizona, then up to Seattle University. In the air to center. Garrett Mitchell for out number 1. Let's go downstairs to Sophia Minner's got more on some potential guys trying to rejoin the Brewers rotation.
Yes, a busy weekend in Nashville. A couple of rehab assignments. Brandon Woodruff, his first game in 19 months on Saturday. He was able to go 3 2/3. Got the pitch count up to 65 pitches. Was sitting 92 to 95. He's going to get an extra day of rest, and he's going to pitch Friday. Another appearance. They want to continue to just get that pitch count up for Brandon Woodruff. And then Tobias Myers, he pitched yesterday with Nashville. 5 innings for him. 3 earned runs, 60 pitches. He's scheduled to pitch on Friday again with the Nashville Sounds. That will likely be his last rehab appearance, and then he will come back, rejoin the team, and hopefully pitch on that upcoming road trip in San Francisco or St. Louis. So that'll be great to get Tobias Myers back into the mix. And then Aaron Ashby, he's going to throw a bullpen tomorrow here, and then he'll report back to Arizona to start throwing to hitters. So a lot of really good progress, but I think Brandon Woodruff, you cannot understate what a big step that was for him. Just pitching in a real game. He spoke about just going through a normal day, a real game back in AAA. It was a big day for him.
Thanks so much, Sophia. And his presence alone in the clubhouse, his presence on the mound is I'm not going to say sorely missed, but you know how big it's going to be when he comes back to this Brewers team.
It's going to be monumental, really. I mean, Brandon Woodruff has meant so much to this Brewers organization over the last 8 years. Some of the biggest moments in Brewers history with Brandon Woodruff on the mound, and all of a sudden he's coming back very soon. You hear him talk about it. He's just so excited. He just really can't wait to get back out and compete on a big league mound again.
Torkelson takes strike one with a cutter. When he made his first appearance in spring training, it was just an inning. Sophia talked to him afterwards on our TV broadcast, and you could tell the emotion coming back from, as much as he has come back from, shoulders are so much more tricky than elbow injuries these days, especially for pitchers. It's very emotional for him just to get the one inning in, and now he's up in AAA and pitching, and you know he's going to be on that big league mound hopefully sooner rather than later. That's going to be a very emotional day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, good news is the way he's been bouncing back and responding after those outings. It's giving him a lot of confidence in understanding how close he is coming back and making an impact in this rotation.
Brewers could use it, there's no doubt. Used 17 different pitchers a year ago. Torkelson took a called third strike on a sweeper. Another strikeout for Alvin Rodriguez. He's retired 5 in a row quietly.
Tavern of the game winner is Chuck's Outsiders Inn in Arcadia. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Vinny, Arcadia up in your old neck of the woods, huh?
It's north and west of La Crosse, yeah.
Capper tries to bunt, fouls it away. I'd never heard of Arcadia until today. North and west of La Crosse, though.
Yeah, beautiful God's country up there, you know.
Well, when you go on your Hall of Fame tour back to La Crosse, pop over to the God's country in Arcadia.
I will. Chuck's Outsiders Inn.
Yeah, I love the puns, right? The Outsiders Inn. Way to go, Chuck.
Good French dip.
Good French dip. I wonder this year, Vinny. Oh, a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Tarek Skubal. He gets Capper for a second time. 5th strikeout for Skubal.
Yeah, so tough not to chase this pitch, especially after you've seen the fastball at all against Tarek Skubal. You just do not want to get sawed off by the heater, so you have to start the swing early, and that front hip flies open.
Bryce Terang struck out his first time up, swings and misses through the first pitch. This is your first game of the year, first regular season game, Vinny.
Yeah.
Last year, we kind of did a thing where we would call up the tavern just to give him a heads up. That one's going to try and sneak through, and it will. A base hit for Bryce Terang. A hit in all but one game so far for Bryce Terang this year.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat so well. This is the new version of Bryce Terang. Downhill, down through the baseball, and hits a hard ground ball through the 6-hole, sneaks through there. And he'll take it. Like I said, you just have to try and survive against Tarek Skubal, get some confidence going for the next day.
2 base hits now. Lineup turns back over to Jackson Churio. He's 0 for 2. Banks one foul. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard. Jackson Churio, he's got 5. He's hit a couple since that last graphic was built. It's all good. He's got 5. He's at the top.
How about William hitting 3 on the road trip?
Of all the guys that needed a good road trip,
yeah,
Contreras was number 1 on that list.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the Brewers needed that too from him.
Fouled away. There's the changeup. Let's go back to that graphic. There it is, updated and everything. Magic of technology.
See, it was my first game. I couldn't update the graphic. See, I didn't call the tavern. I didn't update that graphic. I'm just kidding. We don't actually do that work ourselves.
Come on, Vinny. You could have worn that. It's all right. There's a liner to left. A base hit for Churio. Station to station for the Brewers. Back-to-back hits against Tarek Skubal. That one came on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
There's one guy on the planet that can get his hands through on a 100-mile-an-hour Skubal heater on the inside corner. It's this kid right here, Jackson Churio. Guy just hits a little soft liner into left field.
It's amazing the power that he generates. Obviously, he's got quick hands, but the fact that he goes no stride.
And when he's not feeling good, he'll go no stride, two-strike type of approach from 0-0 at the start of an at-bat. It's such a simple swing, right? So this kid's going to hit and hit consistently because it is so simple.
Swing and a miss by Collins. Here's the swing from Jackson Churio on the sides. He just heel up, toe down, quick and through it.
Yeah, a little rock back with the weight and then gets that weight back to center. Like you said, Jeff, no front foot pickup there. So balanced. Those lightning quick hands.
Going 2 on Collins. Took it down and away. Three base hits for the Brewers, all singles, and all to left. Reset of the pitch timer as Skubal steps off.
His personal catcher Jake Rogers is out with an oblique injury.
Love that story from opening day this year. Tarek Skubal wins the Triple Crown, wins the Cy Young. And it's like a quarterback who gives his offensive lineman gifts at the end of the season. He gave Jake Rogers a Rolex and inscribed it with Cy Young and all the numbers that Skubal had. Oh, look out. Collins goes down. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Collins. That'll get your attention. And the Brewers are holding up, see if he got hit by that pitch.
Yeah, seeing if it grazed him. Look at this pitch way up and in and just missed that right hand, thankfully for Collins. Clearly not trying to do that.
The Brewers may have caught a break. It could have hit the end of the bat there, the knob. So 3-2 on Collins. Struck him out. 99 away. 6 strikeout for Skubal.
I mean, it has another gear once it gets halfway to the plate. And look at this pitch. And it's perfectly located as well, up and away. Collins can't catch up. Such a tough assignment for Isaac Collins.
Chris Fetter, the pitching coach, is coming out to talk with Skubal. I'm not sure what about, but he's coming out to chat with Skubal because he's thrown more pitches in this inning than he has in any other inning. But while they discuss, how about a quick message from Potawatomi Casino Hotel? Davis, bullpen coach, author of the only complete game no-hitter in Brewers franchise history. Where's Rock when you need him to start talking about Brewers no-hitters? There's been 2. He's got the only complete game no-hitter.
Called a great game that day.
That he did. Thanks for the dental procedure. B.J. Surhoff. That one fouled away.
What's the story again?
B.J. Surhoff had emergency dental work done, so Rock ended up catching the game. Anniversary is tomorrow, by the way. Tax day. Juan Nieves, no-hitter day. and Taco Tuesday. So, I mean, all those things built together. It's going to be a magical night at the ballpark. Come join us. That's the end of the bat foul. Another changeup. 1-2 on Contreras. Time used by Contreras before this 1-2 pitch from Skubal. 72 pitches for him. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Just had a visit to the mound from his pitching coach. This down now.
Take a look at the usage right here from Skubal. 26 changeups. The four-seamer and the sinker up to 98 average tonight.
One curveball, that's it. On the ground to third. Ibanez puts it in his back pocket. The bases are loaded. An infield single for Contreras. When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah, a little chopper to third, and William Contreras able to get a little cheap base hit. But like you said, Jeff, when you're hot, you're hot. Hit 391 on that road trip and gets another base hit right here. Seen Andy Ibanez be pretty sure-handed over there. Couldn't come up with that. Probably didn't have a play anyway.
That's Hoskins. He broke up the perfecto in the 5th inning. See if he can connect. Took a strike with a changeup. The beauty of Skubal is that he's been throwing that changeup at 90, 91. He took some off. That was 86. Can add and subtract.
Yeah. Tremendous feel.
It's high. 22 pitches in the inning from Skubal.
He's topped out at 93 pitches. That was back on April the 2nd against the Mariners.
Two and one through 87 pitches through 6 scoreless last time out against the Yankees. Left with a 5-0 lead. Tigers would win by that 5-0 score. Hitters count 2-1 on Hoskins. Down the left field line, foul. Jumped on that fastball and just a hair out in front.
At 96, able to get the head out, just got around it just a little bit, meaning he hit the side of the baseball. It's going to create some side spin and hooking foul.
Where's Skubal going to go? 2-2, 2 outs. And he fouled it away again. Fastball at 100.
Yeah, reach back for that after Rhys Hoskins got the head out on the one before, and Skubal says, try and get the head out on this one. Good battle right here with Rhys.
Struck him out 100, and Skubal strands the bases loaded. Brewers got 3 hits. Skubal's got 7 Ks and 6 scoreless innings for Detroit. Toyota game reset. It's been all Tigers tonight. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Tarik Skubal, 4 singles, 7 strikeouts in his 6 scoreless innings. Tigers with 8 runs against Tyler Alexander, only 4 earned, and got one against Elvin Rodriguez in the 5th. And Rodriguez back out there at the top of the 7th against Dingler. And a ground ball towards the middle. Backhand play by Terang. Throws to first. That was easy for Bryce Terang. And that is anything but easy.
He makes it look so easy. This is the Bryce Terang patented play up the middle to the backhand. Watch how he's able to range right off the bat. The first step is so quick, how he reads that ball, and then he just throws a strike over to first base. That's a ho-hum play for Bryce, not for anybody else on the planet.
Kerry Carpenter led off with a homer against Elvin Rodriguez back in the 5th inning. Comes to the plate for a second time against Rodriguez. 0-1. Hit his 5th home run of the season, tying in for the team lead with Torkelson. Well, Rodriguez a bright spot out of the Brewers bullpen tonight. Trying to get through this 3rd inning, maybe even a 4th, depending on pitch count. Try and help out that bullpen that has been used a ton. Their trip to Denver, that'll always tax a pitching staff. And a liner into left center, a base hit for Carpenter. Reached out and got one up and out of the strike zone and holds him to a long single. 2 hits for Carpenter.
Hey, don't miss a special Brewers football jersey giveaway this Saturday, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Be one of the first 25,000 ticketed fans through the gates to get yours. Get tickets now at brewers.com/giveaways.
The football jersey that we had with us on the road in Denver and Arizona has gone MIA, so we couldn't model said football jersey for you tonight. I'm surprised after Tim Dillard put it on that it actually is still intact. He basically had to peel it off of him once he put it on.
It's a medium. I'm sure he stuffed it in his bag and took it home with him.
No, he didn't. That is confirmed. I think he wanted to. I'm just surprised it still has a back on the jersey. Not just. There's Tim.
It's definitely in that bag.
You think so? I don't think it's in that backpack. It's not. Tim is an honest man. He would never do such a thing. So fly ball to left center. Mitchell heels on the warning track, makes the catch. Back to first goes Carpenter. See, that's us. See, I put it on. It worked just fine. A little Heisman there. That was a much better display than when Tim tried to be a bull and I was the matador.
Yeah, that was pretty good, actually. You guys are having some fun in the booth. There he is.
We did the good cop, bad cop. Back-to-back shot.
Dillard trimmed that beard up a little bit this year, didn't he?
Hair and beard. Now, I heard the beard was by accident. He went and got it groomed by a professional barber, and they took more off than anticipated. But it looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks clean.
Unfortunately, the family of birds that was making their home in the beard had to be evacuated. But
move out.
They're fine.
That is hilarious. That's our Dilly.
1-2 on Kreidler. Speaking of, you went new hairstyle this year, Vinny.
I did. Yep.
Did you stop cutting your own hair? Kreidler out to left, sends Churio back, and he'll make the catch. I can't wait to get into Vinny's new hairstyle.
Let's move on.
There are the birds. There they are. 9-0 Detroit. Tarek Skubal back out for the 7th. Our StatCast powered by Google Cloud, Vinny. All the whiffs, 14 of them from Skubal.
Yeah, how about the changeup? 8 of them on the changeup. Yeah, we're looking at the guy who won the American League Triple Crown Award as a pitcher. It's only happened 31 times in the history of the game. His special arm.
Ground ball right to short. Baez throws out Frelick. One away. The Brewers have 4 singles in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're just happy that he's not in your division is essentially what it is. I mean, face the guy, you know, hopefully you miss him during the year, but the Brewers unfortunately have had to face him twice the last 2 years.
Imagine being Cleveland or the White Sox, Kansas City within that division. Got to face this guy in 4 different series. It would be like the version of seeing Jose Quintana.
Right.
Brewers faced the Cubs in 6 different series and saw Quintana every time in 2018, plus game 163.
Right. Thank goodness now he's got a Brewers uniform on.
No kidding. He's going to go in the finale on Wednesday afternoon. Brilliant debut for him in Arizona. Bo Brisky getting ready in that Detroit pen. 85 pitches for Skubal. 7 scoreless innings for Quintana in that Brewers debut.
Yeah, 80 pitches. Got 9 ground ball outs. A couple of double plays. Faced 1 over the minimum in that start. Great debut.
Got him looking. 99 on the inside corner. Strikeout number 8.
Yeah, he doesn't need any help. That pitch was in off the plate, but yeah, look at that pitch. Just burns off the edge, just inside the edge, actually, and there's no way you're even going to offer at that pitch at 99. He got rung up, did Joey Ortiz.
There's Garrett Mitchell, and he fouls it in and out of the glove of the catcher. 0 for 2 for Garrett Mitchell, and still almost 90 pitches into this ball game. 99 miles an hour. Such a repeatable delivery too, Vinny. Not a lot of max effort. He's not
right.
It just looks easy.
It does look easy. And he talked about the fact that he wasn't cross-firing, meaning landing across his body anymore, more directional down the mound. That's why he's throwing a lot harder. Look at this delivery right here. Look at the lower half. So he just drives off that back side and then lands and then drives with that back hip through. That's how he generates all that power.
Struck him out, and Skubal 7 scoreless innings with 9 Ks.
We're back at American Family Field and want to remind you that you can check out the Brewers Community Foundation's 50-50 raffle. You can get a $2 raffle ticket for a chance to win 50% of the day's ticket sales. Each raffle ticket purchase goes to help support nearly 200 nonprofits and help impact the lives of families throughout the community. 50-50 sellers are running around in the bright orange shirts all season, so be sure to find them when you're here at American Family Field.
Thank you so much, Sophia. They are easy to find, those 50-50 raffle sellers. Just had $100,000 in the kitty on opening day, huh?
Saw that.
Eric Haas is taking over behind the plate and doing the catching. Contreras will get the rest of the night off. This one lifted into right center. Long run for Frelick. It'll be Mitchell making the catch. Good communication between those two guys. That could have been nasty.
Yeah, last thing you want in a ball game like this is for someone to get hurt, especially a guy like Garrett Mitchell or Sal Frelick. They almost collide on this ball. Hit off the end of the bat by Zach McKinstry and actually driven pretty well out to right center, and you can hear it just at the end. I got it, I got it, I got it. Frelick peels in front of him. That could have been ugly.
Saw Frelick's knee kind of jam into the warning track on that last step as Malloy takes ball 1. Kenta Maeda, longtime veteran, getting loose in the Detroit bullpen after 7 scoreless from Skubal. Here's Frelick. Just watch his leg right there. Jam a hip or a knee. Seems to be all right out there and right.
And we saw some miscommunication a little bit yesterday between Garrett Mitchell and Jackson Chourio and that big sac fly by the Diamondbacks.
That tied the game, and it was not a deep fly ball either.
Right.
If Garrett Mitchell ends up making the catch and has a clean path, and he was running towards home plate as he was making the catch.
It's those little things, right?
Runner at third probably doesn't even try to tag. That's strike 3. Rodriguez with another strikeout. 5th K for Elvin Rodriguez.
Yeah, maybe this gets Elvin Rodriguez back on track, because he's certainly capable of putting up zeros as he's doing right here. Just gave up the 1 solo home run to Kerry Carpenter, but other than that, it's been locked in.
Colt Keith is pinch hitting. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colt Keith, thought to be of a cornerstone piece for this Tigers team moving forward. As you mentioned, because of the struggles from Torkelson, they were going to move this kid over to first base and let him have the keys to first base.
That's exactly why they signed Gleyber Torres, to get Colt Keith, who struggled defensively at second, off of second. And then Torkelson was, there was no guarantee he was going to make the roster this year. Kind of lit a fire under him. And all of a sudden, he's made some changes in one of the best starts of the year offensively from anybody.
Swing and a miss. And Rodriguez with another clean inning. 4 innings of 1-run ball from Elvin Rodriguez out of the pen. Vinny, let's go inside the plays. It's brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. A lot of good stuff from Tarek Skubal tonight. He was on his game.
Virtually unhittable from Tarek Skubal. Fastball, we see multiple 100-mile-per-hour fastballs. He's got an unhittable changeup. Slider to go with it, and he has an extra gear with the bases loaded when he punched out Reese Hoskins.
Skubal 7 innings, those 9 strikeouts. He's thrown back-to-back scoreless appearances, 13 innings, no runs. As Kenta Maeda, big league veteran, longtime Dodger, he's a Twin, now a Tiger. 4th appearance for Maeda.
Yeah, in the bullpen now for the Detroit Tigers. He's basically been a mop-up guy so far this season for them in the 2nd year of a 2-year deal. Yeah, just doesn't throw hard enough anymore. 89, 90, 37 years old. I faced Kenta Maeda back in 2013 when he was with the Hiroshima Carp.
Colt Keith over at second base. How'd you end up in that at-bat?
I think I punched out every time. He was pretty dirty, actually.
That splitter has been his claim to fame for years. Still has pretty good bite on it.
His best years with Minnesota. Really good with Minnesota. That's why he signed over here with Detroit.
'20 season, 11 starts. Remember, just 60 games played that year in 2020 with 6-1 with a 2.70 ERA. Decent numbers with the Dodgers in those 4 years he was in LA. As Dunn takes a strike, Dunn hitting in Vinny Capra's spot. Capra was over 2 strikeouts against Tarek Skubal. Timeout used by Dunn. It was 3 for 14 on that last road trip. Struck him out. Sweeper up in the zone. 10th strikeout for the Tigers tonight.
Hey, join the Brewers on Friday for Peanuts Night to celebrate the iconic TV and comic series. Each special theme night ticket includes a Franklin bobblehead. Get your tickets today at brewers.com/theme nights.
That's this Friday. There it is. Look at that. Franklin. Big fan of Franklin.
Yeah, I'll take one of those bobbleheads.
For sure. Are you going to get 3?
Can I take this one?
Not yet. I think we still have to promo this for another couple of days, Vinny. You're going to have to get a couple of more, though. You can't just have 1. You got 3 daughters.
That's true.
Right?
Everything in 3s.
If you bring 1 home, then you got to bring 2 more.
It's an immediate fight. Right? Bring 1 thing home.
Yeah, otherwise Franklin ends up in 3 different pieces. Someone's going to get the body, someone's going to get the head, and then one's left with the base.
Very true.
Nobody needs that.
Spoken like a guy with children himself.
Yeah, I only got to split him in half, though. Bryce Terang out to center field. And making the catch is Kreidler. Easier for me to split in half than in thirds. Just saying.
Yeah, because you got to get the thirds exactly even. Otherwise, it's not fair.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's ever fair. You know that. Jackson Chourio, 4th time up. A base hit his last time. Hits in 15 of his last 16 games. And a hit in all but 2. There's a strike. Rolled foul. 1-2 on Jackson Chourio.
Jackson's still looking for his first walk, Jeff, which is quite surprising.
It's incredible. Pat Murphy talked about that on the road trip, and sometimes he's been so aggressive early in counts. He just very rarely gets to a 3-ball count because he's so aggressive.
Right.
And a pop-up into shallow right. Long run McKinstry, he's there. And the Brewers go in order. We are on our way to the 9th.
Still all smiles from those Brewer fans, and a lot of Tiger fans made the trek over from Michigan as well. We're back at the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk, getting ready for Brewers Live postgame presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. All Skubal here in this one. 4 singles, all he allowed, no walks, and 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, Skubal gone wild. I mean, that was impossible. It felt like that anybody feel comfortable in that box. Arms and legs flying everywhere. He was nasty tonight.
Indeed. All right. We're getting set for our post-game show. Brewers got a long climb back to try to avoid their 3-game potential slide here, but we'll hear from Pat Murphy and more coming up. Get you set for game 2 as well, Jeff.
Thanks so much, Krager. And, you know, a bright spot in this whole ball game has been Elvin Rodriguez, Vinny. He's thrown very well. This is his 5th inning of work.
Not only has he thrown well, he's going to be able to build off of this and gain some confidence from this, but it saves your bullpen. I mean, this is a bullpen, like you said, that was totally taxed from the series in Colorado and Arizona, and all of a sudden now he's basically saved him to get through this 9th.
Look at Quinn Priester, who's going to pitch in the series against Oakland. And want to come back right back to Rodriguez. Step and a throw, and he gets Andy Ibanez for out number 1. Jack Flaherty, he's going to get the ball tomorrow. Reese Olson, the former Brewer, goes in the finale on Wednesday. Brewers have seen plenty of Jack Flaherty in the past. Cardinals, Dodgers.
94 1/3 innings he's thrown in his career against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's a lot of innings.
No mysteries. Torkelson, a high fly into left. Chourio there for out number 2. Elvin Rodriguez, this is the best he has looked. And I know it was an 8-0 game when he came in, but these are big league hitters that take nothing for granted.
Well, he's coming back to the United States trying to establish himself in the big leagues, and in the back of your mind you're thinking, okay, I know my stuff plays, I just have to go out and do it, and I have to be consistent doing it. And again, so hopefully this outing will give him some confidence in that.
He's got strike 1 on Dingler. Freddie Peralta, William Contreras, Jose Quintana, Nestor Cortez, all sitting on that top row. Nestor Cortez became a dad for the first time last week. There's Brandon Woodruff back from his rehab assignment game. He's going to be with the club when he's not pitching, of course, in Nashville, doing his rehab stuff at the big league level, the big league training staff. Ashby, Aaron Savali, Chad Patrick on the right, swing and a miss. A perfect 9th inning. A great way to end the night. 8 in a row set down by Elvin Rodriguez. Out of Tarek Skubal tonight for the Detroit Tigers. 7 shutout innings with 9 strikeouts. Kenta Maeda back out there for Detroit. Try and finish this one out in the bottom of the 9th. Jake Bauers coming up. He'll hit for Isaac Collins. And then Haas to follow. Bauers a swing and a foul in the backswing. Got the helmet of Dingler. Be a true off day for Christian Yelich today. Last time he didn't start, he came into the game late as a pinch hitter. And then the Brewers have back-to-back righties with Flaherty and Olsen. Games 2 and 3 of the series, so you'll see Yelich again.
Yeah, Flaherty's off to a good start this season with an ERA under 2. You know, Yelich wants to play every day, but maybe in the back of his mind, he's like, it's okay that I didn't go today.
Just got to be smart about that kind of stuff. Brewers don't have any RBIs today, but for every Brewers run batted in this season, Northwestern Mutual Foundation funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Milwaukee Brewers are proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Eric Haas, the longtime Tiger, spent a lot of time with some of his former teammates before the game today behind the turtle shell batting cage.
Born and raised, I believe, in Detroit, right? Dearborn, is that right?
Detroit's favorite, and he had a few really good seasons with the Tigers. 20+ homers a few years ago. Fouls it away. It's something when you grow up in a city with a major league team, then you end up playing for that team. Vinny, you could speak to that.
Yeah, it's special for sure. Growing up watching the club and get a chance to play for him, and pretty cool.
Pass list is always heavy.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Hey, listen, guys, you can get your own tickets. I get it. Just kidding. Always great to show your appreciation for the people that helped you get to where you are.
Yeah, no doubt.
Swing and a miss. Haas down on strikes. 2 away in the 9th. And Rhys Hoskins coming up. Hoskins 1 for 9 lifetime against Kenta Maeda. And he takes strike 1. No messing around with Maeda. A 9-run lead.
Yeah, just filling up the zone. See if Rhys can get a little base knock against him.
Rhys broke up the perfect game in the 5th. Skubal, it looked like he was on a roll. No one was going to stop him. Threw a slider down the middle. Hoskins lashed it into left. And a strike. 1-2. A lot of Tigers fans in attendance. Old American League battle between the Brewers and the Tigers. Matched up over 200 times in their franchise's history. Way more than that, as a matter of fact. All time, Brewers are 230 and 208 against the Tigers. Ooh, look out, it hits Hoskins. Splitter that got away from him, and Hoskins reaches.
Yeah, fans are fired up after this one. Just a splitter that slipped out of Maeda's hand and clips Hoskins right there on the left shoulder, the left tricep. I remember going to all those Brewers-Tigers matchups back in the AL East, and back when there was only 4 divisions. Watching Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell.
Cecil Fielder.
Cecil Fielder, saw him hit some bombs there at County Stadium.
Mickey Tettleton.
Yeah.
Big swing from Freeland. Came up empty. 1 ball, 1 strike. I was reading the all-time record in Milwaukee. It's over 200 times. The Brewers are 106 and 105 all-time in Milwaukee. That's going to be even after tonight, as the Brewers do something crazy here. Fouled it away, just to our left. Two strikes on Sal Frelick. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Three and 2. Joey Ortiz is on deck. Five base runners in the game for the Brewers. 4 singles, a hit by pitch. Now the 3-2. And it's jam foul. We'll do it again.
Yeah, you know Sal's not going to give away an at-bat, even when it's 9-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. He'll continue to grind.
And he will draw a walk. First walk issued by the Tigers pitching staff tonight. First and second with 2 away for Joey Ortiz. You know A.J. Hinch does not want to go to anybody else tonight. Maeda is going to finish this game.
Yeah, that'd be great if they could force A.J. Hinch's hand into using one more guy, but Maeda's going to get pushed.
Strike 1 with breaking ball. See Maeda, when he gets that baseball back, he jams the split finger grip into his hand. It's wide.
Yeah, guys do that so they don't tip their pitches, right? So if you came set with the, if you looked in with the fastball grip and then had to dig for that split, guys would know what's coming.
Ortiz into shallow left. That is down. Hoskins trying to score, and he will. Shutout is gone. RBI single for Joey Ortiz.
There you go, Joey. Do not give away at-bats. Joey Ortiz with a little base hit. Single into left field. 2-out RBI in the 9th here. Yeah, he just pulls the hands in, jams himself a little bit, and dumps one in front. Kerry Carpenter, and all of a sudden, Brewers get one on the board.
Take a little momentum into tomorrow. Never know. Chris Fetter, the pitching coach, with the translator. Maeda, 35 pitches. Garrett Mitchell trying to get rid of an offer. Fouled back, had a good one to hit, and missed it. You know, when he starts to get going, he can carry a club for a bit.
Did some big home runs last year for the Brewers down the stretch.
Swing and a miss. That was the splitter. It's 0-2. None bigger than his go-ahead homer in Game 2 of the wild card series against the Mets. Laid off the splitter that time. Back again, another heater, just missed it.
Yeah, timing's just off, it seems, for Garrett. He's getting sped up on pitches below the zone.
And a fly ball into center. Kreidler is there, makes the catch, and this one's over. Detroit, a 9-1 win. It was too much Tarek Skubal tonight, Vinny.
Yeah, just one you just kind of want to forget. Tarek Skubal was on his game, clearly almost unhittable. 7 innings of work, 4 hits, no walks, and 9 punch-outs. Yeah, just clear it and go get him tomorrow.
Brewers avoid the shutout. They get one in the bottom of the 9th inning. For Vinny Rotino, Sophia Minard, and our entire crew, I'm Jeff Levering saying good night from American Family Field in Milwaukee. Stay tuned for Craig and Tim for more Brewers Live. It's coming your way next.
All right, this guy tearing up Brewer hitters tonight, Tarek Skubal, pitching a gem. Did not walk anybody, gave up 4 singles in Detroit's victory here in Game 1 of this series. Alvin Rodriguez saves the bullpen for Milwaukee. 5 strong innings for him. We'll also hear from Pat Murphy coming up as well, and we'll get you set for Game 2 of the series on Tuesday night. Brewers Live postgame is next.